All right, using the scroll saw now. Obviously, we're going to have our safety glasses on for this part. You're also going to notice that I don't have an ID on. My sleeves are a little bit loose. I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to roll my sleeves up so they're out of the way. If I had long hair, I would tie it back. If I had anything dangling in front of me like jewelry, I would take that off. Watches are okay as long as they're tight. Bracelets are okay as long as they're tight. Anything that would be loose that could get stuck on something, we definitely want to take that off. So, I already have my workpiece foot exactly where I need it. And to do that, I raised up the workpiece foot, put the material underneath the workpiece foot, and then lowered it down so it touched the material, and then locked it in place with the lock knob. Okay. If I had a line on here that I was going to cut, or I had a series of cuts planned out, the first thing I would do is the same procedure as the bandsaw. I would coordinate and choreograph my hand movements. We always want to keep our fingers and other body parts at least 3 inches away from this blade. The workpiece foot is nice because it's going to guard us from going into that blade, but still we want to make sure that our fingers stay at least 3 inches away. So choreographing those cuts, which hand are you going to use to move it back and forth, which hand are you going to use to guide it, that's an important part of the process, and that's what's going to keep you safe. We never want to adjust the speed while we're cutting. So if I turn the machine on, I have it all the way down at the lowest speed. And if that's okay for me, then I can go ahead and cut. If I'm going to adjust it, I want to adjust it before I cut and not during the cut. So I've already choreographed all my motions. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I have my cut planned out, and then I'm going to go ahead and execute my cut. Now this is going to cut much slower than the bandsaw. It's going to give you a finer cut, but it is going to be an investment in time. So we have to be patient, and what we don't want to do is force the material into the blade. If you see that the blade is bending at all, that means you're giving it too much force. We want nice, even pressure, gentle into the blade, let the blade do the cutting. And normally we would say for the bandsaw that you don't want to do any type of really tight cuts. The scroll saw you can do as tight as you want. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut into the material and then just spin it around to show you that this blade is very, very resilient. The bandsaw blade is not. If we break a bandsaw blade, it could take 10, 15, 20 minutes to replace it. This can be replaced in less than a minute. Don't feel bad about abusing the blade making tight cuts. So I'm going to turn the machine on, increase my speed. Start my cut. And just to show you how much abuse this blade can take, I'm just going to spin the material around. And then cut back out. Turn the machine off, wait for the blade to come to a complete stop. And that's how tight of a curve you can cut on the scroll saw.